Here is everything you need to know about the 2021 BMW M2 Competition. My name's Denver, I'm a client advisor here at Parkview BMW in Toronto, Canada, and today I'm going to take you through everything there is to know about the 2021 BMW M2 Competition. I'm going to take you guys through the ordering guide so you can see what the packages are, what the options you can get with this car, all of the retail pricing, as well as the technical specs, and also touch on two special edition packages that you could have got for the 2021 M2 Competition. I'm going to show you guys all the changes that happened from the 2020 model to the 2021 model. This is the last year that this car is in production. It is ending at the end of 2021. 2022, there is going to be no M2 available. I'm also going to do a walk around of this car, show you guys what every single button does on it, what all the features are, and the different options you can get for it. But before we hop into that, make sure you absolutely smash the like button on this video, as it does help me with YouTube's algorithm, helps me grow the channel. Subscribe to it, enter in my giveaways that I got going on, check out my other videos to see what the prices are currently. But yeah, so let's hop into it. Main thing I want to talk about for this car is the changes between the 2020 model to the 2021. And I gotta admit, there hasn't been a lot of them. So it is entering the last year of its life cycle, so BMW hasn't made a lot of changes to it. The first change is a $200 MSRP increase. So last year was $72,000, now it's $72,200. The only other change they made was the fact they added in a titanium exhaust system. They used to have a titanium exhaust option for the M2 normal one, and then for the M2 Competition, you've only had one exhaust system. Now for the last year production, you now have a titanium exhaust system that you can purchase for an extra $5,900. And that's the only thing they changed between the 2020 model to the 2021. You still have all the same 5 color options. So right here I have Hockenheim Silver. Your other options are Alpine White, Black Sapphire Metallic, Long Beach Blue, which is my favorite, or Sunset Orange, my second favorite. The one thing I like about the M2 is just how raw of a car it is. This is my favorite BMW that's currently in production. I'm gonna be sad to see this car go. BMW has really been growing the M3, M4 size as it's gone for the E36, E46, and the E90. It's kind of stepped away from where that E36, E46 body style was. And then they introduced the M2 to kind of get back to that size. And when they first introduced the M2 that came with the N55 engine, wasn't like the pure M car. And then when they introduced the M2 Competition, a lot of enthusiasts were happy because it now had the S55 motor. It is a little bit detuned compared to the M4s, but that doesn't really matter, especially in the aftermarket scene when you can mod these engines and get them back up to the same horsepower, if not more than a stock M4, M3. So this is currently my favorite car in production. I'm going to be sad to see it go, and we won't even see an M2 at least for 2 years. I believe it's rumored to be coming out for the 2023 model year. 2022 model year will have the 230 and the M240, but not the full-fledged M2. Just going to be sad, but yeah. So let's hop into everything that there is about this car. So like I was saying, this is a pretty simple car compared to all the other BMWs like the new M3, M4. On the new M3 and M4, there's a lot of packages like premium package, ultimate package, carbon fiber package. The M2 is very simple. There's only a couple options. Your biggest one is going to be your transmission choice. So we're coming standard with the manual transmission, or you can pay almost $4,000 for the dual clutch transmission. Other than that, you have 2 interior choices, which are both black, either with blue stitching or orange stitching. And other than that, there's only a couple small things that you can change, like if you want to add the sunroof or the smoker's package or the storage compartment. But as we go into the walk around, I'll show you guys what all the additional options are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a walk around of all the standard features. So even if you have a base car, you know exactly what you're getting, what all of the buttons do and everything like that. And then I'll hop in and show you guys what the additional options are. So there's not actually any packages, just one-off features that you can add on to the M2. I love how raw the M2 is, where there's no advanced driver's assistance package, there's no cruise control you can get, there's no 360 parking camera that you can get. It doesn't go above and beyond of all this technology stuff, and it's one of the most rawest cars that BMW offers. I said raw so many times, but like it just hits it on the nail with that one. Like the rear subframe is solid mounted to the car. There's no bushings in there. This is truly one of the best chassis that BMW offers right now, and offered for quite a while, and probably in the future it's one of the best cars that's going to be available. Now the M2 Competition for 2021 model year did see 2 special editions. The first one is the designed by Futura 2000. He's an artist, a street artist. I didn't really know much about him. It's a really cool project where it's limited to 500 runs of that one. which is a really cool car that you can get your hands on. The other one is a special contents one, has a special interior, M2 CS wheels on that one, and you can choose the body styling, where the Futura 2000 is only black exterior, only the same interior and hand painted interior trim. But I'll get near the end of the video, I'll get more into the ordering guides and the product bulletins for all these special editions, so you can see exactly what they look like. And you happen to find one in the pre-owned market, because they're all gone now. If you happen to find one in the pre-owned market, then you know exactly what it is and why it's such a cool car. All right, so let's hop into the walk around. Now on the side of the car, I just absolutely love the styling of everything from the side coming up into the M2 badge here, which is taken from the classic E46 when they first introduced the air breather on the side there, the M-cap mirrors moving along to the rear end with the wide fender arches. Now this car does have the standard 788M wheels surrounded with the performance non-run flat tires. Now the thing about the M2, which is really cool compared to all the other BMWs in our lineup, they're the only car where you can get the silver brake calipers. Everything else will either have the blue or the red brake calipers, but the M2 Competition is the only one with the silver brake calipers, which is really cool. You have 6-pot pistons in the front and 4-pot pistons in the rear, which is quite amazing. Where all the other ones now, even the M3 and M4s, unless you had the carbon ceramic brakes, you're getting 4-pot pistons in the front, 2-pot pistons in the rear. But the M2, 6 in the front, 4 in the rear, which is pretty awesome. Let's talk about the front of the car. Absolutely love the front grille. When they first introduced the M2, it was a little bit more of a smaller grille, a little rounded, shrunk in. I love when they went to the M2 Competition. It got really beefy and really aggressive and really sharpened the angles on the side, which is really awesome. M2 badge in the center there, your BMW roundel, and then coming in, I love the inserts at the bottom here. These cars look absolutely amazing with an extra carbon fiber aftermarket front splitter on the front. Not available on a stock car, but you can go with the M Performance parts and add those on. And then down below, you do have 2 small radiators on either side to help with additional cooling, and the M2 Competition comes standard with our adaptive LED headlights. I love the rear of the vehicle. Just everything about the way this car looks is absolutely like one of my favorite BMWs of all time, especially our favorite BMW of what's currently selling. The extra wide fender arches, the quad tip exhaust at the back with the rear diffuser, LED taillights. It's pretty much everything with the back. It comes standard with the rear view camera, and front and rear proximity sensors are going to be standard on this car. I'm going to hop behind the camera and show you guys what the interior looks like, show you guys what all the buttons are, and then I'm going to hop into what the additional options that you can add on to the M2 Competition are. I'll give you a little hint, it's not much. Okay, so let's go over all the standard features on the 2021 M2 Competition. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is the comfort door access system. So when you're walking up to this car and you're getting ready to open it, okay, so my car battery did just die on this because it's sitting in the showroom not getting trickle charged, but the main thing with the comfort door access, when you put your hand in the door handle, it's automatically going to pop open. When you want to lock it, you just tap your hand on these ribs here and your car doors will automatically lock for you. You do also have power folding mirrors, which will automatically fold in for you if you have it set in the settings, and auto dimming mirrors in there as well. On the roof, you do have a section for roof racks where you can just pop these up, and there's little screw ins there for the roof racks. Now let's talk about the interior on this car. So I'm going to start on the door panel. So you have the Alcantara insert. This one is with the blue contrast stitching. You have your window controls and your mirror controls. I love the open pore carbon fiber trim. It's the only car in BMW's lineup that offers the open pore carbon fiber trim. Then you also have the illuminated M2 Competition door sill that illuminates in the nighttime when you open the car door. And then you have the M Performance bucket seats. M2 logo also illuminates, the blue contrast stitching, the Alcantara inserts on the seat, brings it all together. Airbag built into the seat, and then down here you have all of your seat position controls. So if you want to set the seat positioning, you just move to where you want, set, and then the number, and then your up, down, forward, backwards. This is adjustable bolstering support, so you can tighten these in or out depending on how big of a person you are, and then your lumbar support there. Moving to the front, you have the aluminum dead pedal. This one is the DCT transmission, so you don't have the third pedal there for the manual transmission. And then coming up, you have your hood release. Let's check out the hood while we're here. This is what the engine bay looks like on the M2 Competition. Absolutely love the S55 engine with the carbon fiber strut brace that comes around the back. Your air-to-water intercooler, nice cowl there, and an air filter on this side as well as this side. Some cooling vents for the adaptive LED headlights, and if you ever need to boost somebody, you have your battery terminal right there and your negative right there. Now let's do an engine start for you guys so you can hear what the S55 sounds like. continue on going through all the buttons. So as you're coming up, you now have your driver's assistance button. So this one is going to be for your pre-collision system with the car in front of you, and this one is your lane keep assist, which will vibrate the steering wheel when you're coming out of your lane. You can turn these on or off just simply by clicking. If it's illuminated green, then they're on. Then coming up, you have your light controls. I always just leave these on automatic, so at nighttime, your nighttime running lights come on, and then your dimming for the interior lights. Moving on to the steering wheel, you have the toggle here where you can move the steering wheel in, out, up, or down. Your heated steering wheel button, and then coming up, you have your turn signal stalk, which is going to have a BC button and the adaptive headlight button. So BC will cycle through a lot of the information that pops up in the digital display here. You can see M2 lights up, and then it'll say M2 Competition here. Unfortunately, the battery died, so I don't have any footage of that. If I can find some footage, I'll plug it in right here. BC will cycle through. This one does have the DCT, which is the paddle shifters, but I'll come back to that in a bit. On the left side of your steering wheel, you're going to have your cruise control, which is, turn on through the button, set, up or down, and then you have your M1, your M2, which you can quick change in the menu for, system changes to like your steering input and your throttle input. I absolutely love this steering wheel. I love the tricolor stitching. This has got to be one of my favorite steering wheels of all time. I would love to take this steering wheel and plug it in on my E36. I just love it. On your right side is all of your infotainment radio controls. So if you want to use the car speech button or make a phone call or scroll through the radio stations, that will all pop up right here. You can scroll through the info. And then on this side is your rain washing wiper blades. If you go up one notch, the light will turn on. It'll be automatic. Coming over, you have your infotainment display. On this video, I'm not going to get into it, but if you want to know everything there is to know about the iDrive 6 system, just click the link at the top of the screen, and I'll walk you through everything there is to know when the screen turns on. It is touchscreen, or you control it through the iDrive controller down there. And then more of the open pore carbon fiber trim that goes all the way over to the edge. And then coming back, you have your vents. So hazard buttons, central door lock buttons. This button will change what the heat will be just across your middle vents there if you want it to be colder or warmer and have separate from your feet. Coming down, you have all your radio controls, and I like how your 1 through 8 buttons can be set so anything you want. So in my car, I have 1, navigating me home, 2, navigating me to work, and 3 is my radio presets, 4 is the sport gauges. Still get the CD player, which is going to be disappearing on all future cars. Coming down, you have your climate control section. I really enjoy the dials here. It makes it easy to change the temperature. On the next gen, it's going to be little up and down buttons, which aren't as nice, so I really appreciate these ones. And then you have your heated seats, your max defrost button, and going over my favorite one, the max AC button, which is my favorite. Kind of gloss black trim around here. And then coming down, you have your cup holder, which you can close away with this little flap. A little phone holder up there. And if you have the smoker's package, you get a cigarette lighter instead of the 12-volt converter there, or just the cap on the 12-volt source. Coming down, this is the DCT transmission controller, but like I said, I'll come back to that because your normal standard is the manual transmission. Over here will stay the same no matter what. Your manual transmission just will kind of right where you see this crease, that will change to the manual stick shift. All this will stay the same. So traction control button, click it once, you'll go DTC, which is kind of getting you out of stuck situation. Press and hold, and it'll turn off traction control. This one is your RPMs, so kind of how aggressive your shift points will be. And then this one is your steering, if you want to change your steering input. And this one is to turn on the standard parking distance control or your proximity sensors front and rear. And then over here is your iDrive controller, also with the open pore carbon fiber, which is really nice. This is a touch screen pad, so you can draw letters on it and your short key buttons and everything like that. Coming up, you do have the standard alarm system and universal remote control, so opening up for the garage door opener and the auto dimming mirror. And then coming farther up, you would have your lights and your SOS button. If you did go with the optional sunroof, you put a button here, but I'll come back to that as well. And then small microphones for when you're making a phone call. Now let's talk more about these seats. So these seats got carried over from the M4 where they just kind of rebadged them, but they're the exact same seats. So the funny thing about these is they're actually on a bit of an angle. So unless somebody told you, you probably would never even notice. But if you ever get a chance to sit in one of these cars, you'll notice that this seat is slowly just kind of tilting off to the left. It's not perfectly straight. It's because the M2 had this just smaller chassis, but they carried over the seats. So they're on a slight angle to the left, which it's like 1 or 2 degrees. You'd never even notice if I didn't point it out to you. But I love the perforated leather. Also has the blue on the inside. So it's not just the stitching, it's also in here as well. And then of course, if you get the orange option, it just changes. Everything that you see blue would turn to orange. The Alcantara shift boot for the parking lever boot here with the stitching that kind of carries in from here to there, which looks really nice. Inside your center console, nice amount of space and 1 USB-C charger. Now let's talk about the back seats. If you're trying to get into the back seat, you'd open it, you click this button, it's gonna push the seat forward. Not the easiest way to put your hand in there, but it works. And then apparently this gap right here, you can kind of see it, is apparently for putting your seatbelt right here to make it a little bit easier to get in, which honestly to me doesn't really make much sense, but I guess it works. I mean, that's what it says it's for in the owner's manual, but okay. Let me pull that over. And in the back seat, you also have the Dakota leather with the blue stitching, and I love how you get an M logo in the back of the headrests here on either side, as well as the Alcantara inserts for the armrests and the M seatbelts. So this car has the very nice tricolor stitching on all the seatbelts, on all 4 seatbelts that you get in the car. It is only a 4-passenger car. You do get a little tray there, no middle seat there. I just love the blue stitching everywhere. And then there is a small light control at the top for any of your passengers. And then also in the back seats here, you can pull this down for a 20 split or pull the center out and get an extra cup holder in the center there. If you wanted to, also, both of these headrests can go up and down, and then also you can change the height and bring the height up and down. Everything you need in there for child seat lock. So if you have a small baby and a little kid that you got to put back there, not only can you get the performance and the handling of the M2, but you can also put your kids in there to take them to school. So yeah, that's everything, all the standard features on the inside. I want to talk about what the additions you can add on. So the first thing you can add on is the dual clutch transmission. Touched on it a little bit before, but this is your dual clutch transmission shifter. Pushing it over to the right is drive or sport mode, and then pushing it to the left is just neutral. Pushing it to the left and up is reverse. Little M logo and your drive logic controller down here. Then you also get your left paddle shifter and your right paddle shifter. Now, interesting thing that I learned about these is when you want to park, you either have to be in drive or reverse. If you put the car in neutral and you turn the car off, it will tell you that you need to secure the car. The only way to get to park is if you are in drive or in reverse, and then you hit the turn the car off, and then it goes into park. If you leave it in neutral, it will just say your car is not secure and it won't let you lock the car, which is pretty interesting. So the next option you can get is the $1,500 sunroof option. So if you wanted to add a sunroof to this car, it's $1,500, and then you would add a sunroof, and then you'd also get a small control would go right in between the light switch right there to open and close the sunroof. 99% of people who's getting an M2 Competition never get the sunroof. The next item is going to be the smokers package. So it's $100 if you want to add it. You get an ashtray and the cigarette lighter. And the next one is the storage compartment package. If you wanted to add it, you get some nets on the back of the seat and a little bit of extra nets that are in the back seat. So the next option is going to be the Harman Kardon sound system. So with the Harman Kardon, you'd get better speakers and Harman Kardon logo there. And it's basically just going to add more speakers to your car. And the next one's gonna be the wireless charging pad. So if you had it, you could open up the center console here and there'd be a wireless charging pad. You could put your phone down on there and get some wireless charging out of it. Also comes with a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is 1 GB, free trial. So the next thing you can get is the M Drivers package. There's nothing physically that changed on it. It's basically like unlocking the ECU. So you're gonna get a higher speed limit on this car, so you can go up, and then it also comes with a package to get a free track day out of it, a BMW high performance track day, which is pretty cool. The next one is speed limit info. So again, not something that you can really visually see, but when the car starts up, there's a small area in your gauge cluster that tells you the speed limit of all the roads that you're on. The next option is a change in the wheels. So you could get these in either the bi-color, you can get them pure black, or you can choose to go with the Style 437 rims, which is the double Y spoke, which is personally my favorite. If I was ordering one of these, I'd be going with those wheels. I'll try and plug in an image right here what they look like. The last thing you can get for this car is the $5,900 M Performance titanium exhaust system. I did find this on another car, and I did take a couple seconds of a cold start up on it, so you guys can hear what it sounds like. Why don't we take a look at that right now? Okay, now I've showed you guys everything there is to know about this car. We're gonna hop into the retail ordering guide so you can see and get a visual for what the items are you can add to this car, the different paying options, and all the prices that come with every single option that you add to this car. base MSRP price, and all the standard features that are listed on the product ordering guide. Okay, so each slide is going to go for about 4 seconds, so feel free to pause it if you want to review. This is a retail ordering guide of all the pricing and standard features, everything like that. All right, now that we've been through the product ordering guide, let's hop into the technical specs, and you guys can see everything about the technical specs on this car. Once again, just going to play them for 4 seconds, so feel free to pause if you want to review the information. Okay, now I've showed you guys the ordering guides and the technical specs. I'm gonna hop in and show you the Futura 2000 product bulletin for the special edition content of that one. So the Futura 2000 was a really cool concept that happened. So he painted, I think, 2 full colored cars, and the ones that customers got were only the front bumper, side skirts, and rear bumper. Kind of really unique to him with some lightning and solid blades in there, which is really cool. The coolest thing about this project was the fact that each interior trim panel was hand painted by him, so no car is the same and every single one is unique with this awesome white and black with polar stitching interior. All right, now that you guys saw the Futura 2000 special contents, I'm going to show you this other second special contents package that you can get, which was limited edition run. I'm going to show you guys all the details of what that was. So the special edition content was pretty cool car. We didn't see one in our dealership personally. They were a very limited production run. Basically, they had the CS wheels in black, the polar stitching from that Futura 2000 edition, and then the steering wheels where you get a stripe in the middle depending if you got manual or automatic, the color change, which was cool. All right, that's everything I have for the 2021 M2 Competition. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did and you made it this far, please smash that like button as it does help me grow on the YouTube platform. Consider subscribing for more BMW content, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, don't forget, if you are in the market in Toronto and you're interested in an M2 Competition or any other BMW, please feel free to reach out to me on my email down below, and I'll be happy to go through all the ordering guide processes or anything in stock, anything you want. Hit me up. Make sure you get one of these cars before they're gone. Last time I checked, there's only 80 of these in Canada, and they will be selling out soon. Production does end. June is going to be the last production date. So if you're looking to get a factory order for one of these, you might want to get an allocation now before all the allocations are all gone. All right, thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time.